Welcome back to Good Day State Line. Passover started yesterday, and that means we're talking kosher wine this morning. Gabriel Geller, the manager of wine education at Royal Wine Corporation, is with us. Hello, Gabriel.
Hi, how are you? It's great to be with you today.
I know. I mean, I'm excited. I got 5 bottles of wine in front of me. We want to know, though, first, before we get to the wine, can you give us just a quick overview of Passover for people who don't celebrate?
Okay, so Passover is one of the biggest holidays in the Jewish calendar. It celebrates the redemption of the Jewish people from slavery in Egypt. There were 10 plagues that fell on the Egyptians back in the Pharaoh's days, and ensued the redemption of the Jewish people who crossed the Red Sea and received the 10 Commandments. And eventually ended up in the land of Israel, in the Holy Land.
Okay, so how is wine involved in Passover?
Okay, so that's an excellent question. So wine is an essential part of Jewish tradition. We use wine every week on the Sabbath to sanctify the Sabbath. We make a special blessing on the wine named Kiddush. And we use wine for every Jewish ceremony, circumcisions, weddings, every aspect of the wedding. There is a series of meals the week following a Jewish marriage called Sheva Brachot, and we use wine at each and every one of those meals every single day of that week. So we really use wine at every Jewish ceremony. And on the Passover traditional meal called the Seder, which takes place the first and the second night of the holiday, it's an 8 days holiday, we drink 4 cups of wine. Each of those 4 cups symbolizes a special blessing of redemption. To commemorate that event in the Bible, in the Jewish tradition. So Jewish people, of course, are challenged nowadays. Thank God, because we have a great selection of wines from all over the world, and people have to go out and choose wine to drink for those 4 cups.
So I have some in front of me, like I told you. So I have the Studemeyer Rosé, and I also have the Appellation Cabernet Sauvignon from Carmel Winery. So how are these wines kosher? What makes them kosher as opposed to just wine, you might just find at the grocery store?
Okay. So kosher wine is not a type. Kosher wine can be any wine from any region all over the world, whether it is from Israel, like the Carmel appellation that you just mentioned, or La Vie en Rose from Chateau Rubin in Provence, France, or the Herzog lineage Cabernet Sauvignon from Paso Robles in California. And there is no difference whatsoever in the process of making those wines between kosher wines and non-certified kosher wines, besides for the fact that all hands-on operations from the time the grapes are crushed after harvest and until the wine is finished and bottled have to be performed by Sabbath observant Jews.
Okay, I had no idea that was going to be the answer. That's such a cool story. So tell me a little bit about these wines. One of these is from somebody famous made one of these wines, isn't it?
Yeah. So like you mentioned before, I sent you a bottle of the Studemeyer. So Amari Studemeyer, NBA All-Star, began making kosher wine back in 2014 at Tulip Winery in Israel. And starting in 2019, he started making kosher wine also in California with Herzog Wine Cellars. You have a big bottle over there, which is signed on the label by Amari Studemeyer. It's a fine Cabernet Sauvignon from Paso Robles in California. Just like the Herzog lineage Cabernet Sauvignon, same region. Very nice, medium to full-bodied Cabernet Sauvignon. It's dry. It's a very refined wine. It's very affordable. It's under $20. And then the other wines that I chose, we have hundreds of wines from all over the world. We have here the Lavillon Rose from Chateau Rubin. Chateau Rubin is one of the greatest wineries in the region of Provence in France, which is known to be the birthplace of rosé. They have those refined, delicate rosé wines are great for the summer. And then we have Carmel Winery. Carmel Winery is one of the oldest Israeli wineries. They pioneered basically the renaissance of the Israeli wine industry back in the 19th century. And it is the largest winery in Israel, with over 1 million cases of wine produced every year. And you have also Netofa here. It's Latour Netofa White. It's a Chenin Blanc, also from Israel in this case. And this is a wine that comes from a small boutique winery that makes approximately 9,000, 10,000 cases a year. And it is made by a winemaker who made kosher wines at the biggest estates in Bordeaux, for example, such as Chateau Giscourt, Chateau Pontet-Canet, Chateau Léoville-Poiffret, and many others. And he made Aliyah, what we called in Hebrew. He immigrated from France to Israel, and he created his own winery there a little bit over a decade ago, and he makes fantastic wines there.
That is so awesome. Well, thank you so much for telling us all about it, for sending me some samples. I'm cheersing to you. We can go to royalwine.com for more. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you so much.
We'll be right back.
Happy Passover to all, celebrate Happy Easter, and have a great, great, great weekend.
Thank you. We'll be right back with our final local next, our remarkable woman finalists in just a minute. And later, we're debuting the Good Day State Line appetizer card. Don't go anywhere.